me mirusimi pinis, mirusim susu, migo obat orsem mangi. Amigo obat ikamatem papa blomina, mirukim we praman. Mirukim na minor guru stret, mi pret no guturu. Nami bokro krai krai.
Wakaragi we beong ko nay makanje na inyo yugo ko balui bab nay mimba piara ni piara nuru banya legon nay seraki kaya mjanga kadi ki kara wi bab indaki ko balui bab nay seraki kaya e biem ka jamanu nguire ya kanda ungu piara ibe mini yamro ab nay mamu ba kanda yamari oro nay seraki ka bor o pena mabara mani bu bara ya maka ka baro urunya kara me piara ibab ya ba wamba o anda kara piaru bi.
Well, we never killed people to go and look for gold, or we never killed them because they tried to stop us from looking for gold. The only reason that we killed people was simply if we hadn't killed them, they would have killed us and all our carriers, all the people that were with it. The gold had nothing to do with it.
New Guinea was one of the last places on Earth to be colonized by Europeans. In the 1920s, the Australians occupied only the coastal fringe of this huge island lying just to their north. Of the interior, nothing was known. No European had ever been there. Australia, the occupying colonial power, saw its role as bringing civilization to New Guinea. Along the coast, missionaries busied themselves saving souls, while the plantation owners put them to work. It was cheap labor. But by the mid-1920s, New Guinea was hard hit by low world prices for its few products. There seemed little to attract the white man. And then, in 1926, gold was discovered a mere 40 miles inland. Hundreds of Australians came up to New Guinea in search of the quick fortune.
The great day has arrived. Dredge number 1 is completed and ready for work. The official opening is an occasion for celebration and festivities. The floating monster's arrival from civilization thrills the Kanaka as much as the white man, and he throws himself into his task with zest. You will understand how the native has benefited by these activities. A long time will elapse before he shakes off the shackles of barbarism, but his contact with the environment of the white man must inevitably hasten his progress along the path that leads to civilization.
Within a few years, the small-time miners had worked out their claims, or saw them bought out by the big dredging companies. Most of these men drifted back to Australia and the dull queues of the Depression. A few stayed on, convinced that somewhere else in New Guinea there was more gold to be found. Among them were 3 brothers, Michael, Daniel and James Lay. The eldest and acknowledged leader was Michael Lay, who died in 1978. He is survived by his brothers Daniel and James.
When I went to New Guinea, I was young and I suppose pretty thick in the skull to go there in the first place with malaria and all kinds of things. But anyhow, when I got there, I went there and I didn't think I was going to stay there very long because I didn't like it. I got the fever and I didn't like climbing mountains and wasn't particularly mad about the people. But anyhow, I stayed there. And when I stayed there for the benefit of James Levy Lay. And I didn't do badly for him. But I stayed there for 50 years.
When the gold rush broke out in New Guinea and Mick left Australia to come to the gold rush, I had just left school and it was in the middle of the Depression, and I had got a job up in North Queensland working on a dairy farm. Well, my only thoughts from then, after I'd learnt that Mick had gone and the gold rush, was to get to New Guinea and be doing the same things as Mick was doing. A lot of people say that Mick had the gold fever. Well, we all had it. So you can imagine what terrific excitement it was that I was at last almost on my way to the promised land.
Spurred on by dreams of another great gold strike, Michael Ley turned to prospecting. The obvious place to look for new gold was the interior, where no European had ever been before. In 1930, the interior of New Guinea was one of the last great unexplored regions then left on the face of the earth. Rising up in the centre of the island was a great mountain range, so sheer and rugged it was thought to be uninhabited. But unknown to the outside world, within these mountains were huge and fertile valleys, and in these valleys lived 1 million people. Michael Ley and his companions were the first white men to enter this hidden world and meet its people. Ley was looking for gold, but he took a camera with him, and so a record of this historic encounter was captured on film. The year was 1930.
Nesra Masamek, emi hat pramani true. One pramani no can steer, ino can ibagrapi mugacatenno, ino can fighti one pramani emi hat pramani true. Na emi kababro pressure bro you mean emis. Bi pramani bro you mean now me put in pinga yam. Masamek, make it right. Emia, nani braman make it right.
Mick was always the leader of our party. He always went in the lead. He was a born prospector, I think, you know, and he was a very, very good organizer, and he got very well with all the native people. The carriers all looked up to Mick as the leader. But he was very kind, but he was very hard at the same time. Mick was always confident we would find the El Dorado before we had finished our travels. As long as there's a creek further up the valley that no one else has had a look at, that's a good enough driving force for anyone. But it was very, very hard. When you're right out in the centre, there was no way of getting back, only the way you came. For about 90 miles, we had to walk to get to the place where we decided to cross the ranges. Well, then we had to climb up to 9, 10, 11,000 feet. The reward in the end was when we looked down into the valleys below, it looked like a big parkland. Of course, it was quite obvious that there was a huge population because of the huge garden patches. When we got into the real new country, we used to hear them on the top of these hills, singing out to the people ahead. And then you'd hear it much further away on another hillside being repeated. They'd be watching you come, and it'd be on a little hill in some places, on top of a gully or something. And they'd see that we weren't the enemy coming up, that we were different, absolutely different. I thought we were spirits. We were so different to anything that they had ever seen before because they'd never ever dreamt that anything like us existed. They had no idea of civilization or what existed outside their part of the world.
Ana imi adisi kira mo ele dani jai po makibelo lokali mana lo baba teli puli kira ka wono boko mala beti kula ne boko ne ga ne minune ba ne boko minuni kene no wina kuti ne hasu hasu ge mai na ba eli kine ali kine da mo ne be kana mo ne ora be lo kula na ma ne be kulma ku imane go pele ma kai ma hasu hasu mai na ba eli ka wono ne boko
Historiko ikam na orito koe. Oro mani ai no mani bolong kiraun. Ati desra mani oro brata bromi prao o tupuna bromi play dana. Igo oro hapna. Desra time ori no lukim desra hablo kaina tu samti. Ori lukim desra mau tentason orito ko ati no kat mani desra hapna mi prata sol. Desra time ori sa Tuti borse me na orito. Iko tasol desra hapna tani mwe Sigin por ori tani mnara parana we para na ikam. Moro gato ko mi praia. Ani mino ken su timor. Mani tai pifoya ori go tani we para sigin na kama.
We'd get into camp and we'd put all the cargo in the centre and we'd put this fish line right around and no one was allowed inside there. Well, then you'd get all the mob would sort of converge in on you all around then. They were very inquisitive about anything you did or anything you touched. The only thing we could do was to talk in signs to them. We didn't know a word of their language. We had no means of communication. We had no interpreters.
La oro pilis man blogor. Karim desra oksak blogor irong. Sota blogor oritok. Ori no kria ku tiro resara na orito ko moro karim meri brogol. Pruma pimiro pirum na karim. Na ol pasim raborab na pasim red na painat ista brohab. Na emorito oro merino ken lukim. Oro merino ken lukim. Em kok polo resara oro rania iro plato masina raunim na ori haitim. Iplatino kenirap. Ori lukim lesera oro raborabna, oro trausis. Ori putim lo sigin bro ori chok. Ati emi ori no katepe kiana. Ai no kapres bro pepe kitu ya na ori kara mapim lesera samtina. Ori pepe korse mone ori sa tinti prandi. Na ori sa story goika.
You'd have these hundreds of them all around you all day, yelling and shouting and rushing up and down. And sometimes I used to feel about 4 or 5 hairs go out of the back of my leg, and I'd look around and the fellow would be wrapping up in a banana leaf. Sometimes you'd see them pinching the hair out of the dog's back. Or anything that we touched. Even if you spat along the road, there'd be a stampede to get it. On several occasions, we'd come into a village, and all of a sudden there'd be a woman rush in and grab one of the arm boys we had with us. Apparently, he had a very strong resemblance to her son that had been killed in one of the tribal wars. It looked as though she was dead sure that it was her son that had come back. Or she thought it was her son appearing back from the dead. In the beginning, they thought that we were spirits that had brought these people back. We couldn't speak to the people, and it was very hard to get away from that village. They'd say, stay here and we'll be anything you want, you can have. We'd say, oh no, we don't want to stay in the one place, we're looking for gold. Well, you'd leave the Marys there still weeping, and we'd just move on then to the next place. They wouldn't follow us very far. In some cases, they wouldn't be able to follow us very far on account of the boundaries. You know, it might be the enemy country further on. We used to look for a campsite about 12 o'clock because in the afternoons when you usually get the afternoon rains, and we'd like to have our camp and everything up before the rains came. Well, by the time we had the camp up and everything went up, there was a huge lot of people around, and of course we had our boys that used to buy the food.
Na pigi mi para makim na toko. Oh, you para go kisim mi go show you something na toko you para kisim pigi kam. Mi para makim pigi olesen. Pigi olesen na ori kisim. Ori doni go na kisim one para pigi mama. Emi kisimika. Ori kisimika. Ori bulukim corn. Ori bulukim kisim cow. Ori kisimika. Na mi para paim na. Paim lo kiri. Na pigi paim lo kumo. Na bulukim rap. Dikit. Ino bulukim bi para rap pasin. Emolsem nu para kanaka.
So simani sapra orokana kai haiti na luguru koriko pepek pinis. Ori kamene toke moroman no evene oriko pepek ro ser happy. Na ori rusim le sera perese ori karapi ko pinis no hapro kafuko igor se mora hasaro. Paranti mani sabi koruguru kune kam. Ikoruguru. Na simeli no kutina en pepek ya wani kan or semi praia. Sigini blogori kama por seminar para kai.
The first time you go in, they're curious and frightened. That was the first reaction. The second time you go in, they'd say, here they come again. We won't let all that treasure get through our hands this time. Because most of the people wanted the trade, to get more knives and axes and things which they didn't have. And you can imagine the difference between a stone tomahawk and a good steel tomahawk. So they were very, very anxious to get the trade. And they thought we were weak and we couldn't protect it, and so they said, we'll get them in, next time they come we'll get them in, they can sleep here, and we'll kill the lot and take their gear off them. We'll have all those axes and all those knives and all those go-lift shells and all that small trade. That was the attitude. The first thing we tried to do, to let them see that we weren't unarmed. We were armed, and we had good weapons. That gave them an idea how much power there was and what it would do to them. It went into them and out the other side. And we'd say, well, now we don't want any trouble when they look like attacking. And we'll do the same to you as we did to the pig, because we've got the guns to do it. You leave our stuff alone, we'll leave your stuff alone. We're just looking for these stones in the creek beds as we go along. That's all we came to look for. In one or two occasions, I got up and said, well, the poor old pig can't dodge like we can. It really took a bit away from the power of the gun.
Pig. Na kibi kai em kupra pasin. Inokan you pre inokan trabe no kanaka.
Na mi pra kamat.
You mi friend kupra. Tasar kanaka ida
Ni para kama poli pai ni para biar
kama from pai supaya bonara lukim supaya bonara inokan pai ku itu inokan sutem mor sorry lukim or sutem supaya bonara kam ne pasirong sup pasirong no bonara supaya pasirong wan per man broyumi or sutem kirimem inokan igo sutem ku sorry emi tok inokan popai mas sutem turu inokan giaman popai Mary bi para tabu Mary pikinin bi para tabu.
Nanta ni prasuti. We mumbale me kono men ne kete kali bu bara tik me kono nga ya ini tik me kono men ne kete ya ende. O ko ya tendu ngor nga ten panga di ne di mana ma rondo le pudu. Korwa bono men ne ten rondo le bonje bu wogal do ni. Kuraje ento baru me ya kuraje wodi ya ten kali na ndri mon me den daga no ba ida mo ba ba. Wodi ida on ba me de ke budu me kana. Wodi meme ruruman. Meme kanda mbindo betul. Warago orang gerak-gerak ni dijim ni bende. Kundua ya kanya makan jarak ibu gerak-gerak ni tadi kita. Gerak-gerak ni tadi kita nana meja. Ini nuo mor ko ni bidau boy ni mana ye ni bende.
Mi kira ya mi sitong paraman. Mi sitong paraman belum pahit. Nah, hal paraman tulurong wokupat. Emi sutim, ino sai popai. Emi sutim mani siteret na emi putan kuitu masih. Emi sutim wan para mandong kuka. Emi sutim wan para rong suave. Emi sutim wan para rong tortiwara. Emi sutim wan para rong vena. Emi suti wan para rong wabek. Tadi suti planti. Sampara man planti. I think 9 para emi suti rong tadi.
All we did, and I think it was quite right, was to save our lives and the 90 carriers we had with them, because once my brother and I lost our lives, that would have been definitely the end of all the carriers that we had. They would have been killed out of hand. It would have been a mass slaughter. And as the big chief, he said in his address, when we calmed the interpreter down and he told us the whole story, he said to them, they've got all these wonderful things that we need, axes and knives and shell. Look at the shell, look at the things that they have. They can't fight like we can. All we got to do is to go and just take it off them. Now, when I kill the first one of these white men, when I throw the spear through and spear the white men, you rush in and grab the people, kill them, and this will be all ours. Well, as he went to throw the spear, Mick shot, but as the whole mob rushed, so did all the Boche guns fire. Well, there was only one shot fired, and of course there was a terrific barrage when there was about 15 guns or more went off.
Ba marina abune indiu nebe. Dengo imechianda. O belaga de paji ngo magai daga kada bialangan. Agai daga ngo magai kada bialangan. Agai daga ngo magai kada bialangan. Tian dulu ba bibi ngo. Ambo ngo ba belani pidi mi pidi.
Mino ya gene ngo.
Ngo ni pi.
Ki taka me ngo ni pe baji yakande. Uni bingo ambo ni pe baji yakande. Uni bingo nemba ni pe baji yakande. Uni bingo ruide ni agale don. Indengi ngo pe baji yakande. O kaili gembo mera yungo. O agai mino ya gene ngo kiego mundu mera ngo ni pe baji yakande. O uri ya gene ngo mba pingili gipiu.
Ngo ni mena yugi pi.
O yengi kiega pa yu babu karaba yu pe ubnare mo ka ge babu.
O namba daga yugi pi.
Well, it was the order of the day, I suppose. The government allowed you to do it. And anybody who got got killed or wounded, you had to put a report in and that had to be investigated. It wasn't a matter of going along and killing someone and no investigation made. There had to be a government investigation made behind you. There was no such a thing as you just killing someone and that's the end of it.
The administration's attitude was a lot of the people, they didn't know much about those things. We never reported those things that happened. I mean, it was just one of the things that happened on the trip. But that was a rare occasion, and hadn't we been killed on that trip, there would have been, we had about 90 carriers with us, and they were all foreign people to these. Well, they would have been all wiped out too.
For several years, the Lays searched the highland valleys for commercial quantities of gold. They were unsuccessful. They began using aeroplanes on their prospecting expeditions, flying out over unknown country to survey the land before venturing in by foot. It was on one such flight that the Lay brothers first looked down on the Wagi, the biggest valley of them all. Soon after their flight, the Lays walked into this valley, and here at last they discovered gold. They set up their final base camp, surrounded by 250,000 more people whose existence had not even been suspected by the outside world.
There were not so many around the first day, but the next day there was a big crowd arrive. They were all in one long line, and they'd come in with the food and sugar cane and stuff like that, and to show that they were friendly and they wanted to trade with us. But I think they did think that we were something a bit more than ordinary human beings. It wasn't very long before we had more food than we ever could hope to use. And they were bringing more and more. You couldn't stop them because they just went wild after the trade. The beads we had and the shell and the axes. I think out of all the people on our trips, the Hagen people were the easiest and the best of the lot for us to deal with. The big men had come forward and he'd address us. I forget now, and I don't think we had a... No, we didn't. We had no interpreter then. But they used to stand up there and give speeches as though we knew every word that they were saying. We'd try to explain to the people that we didn't want to steal their ground. We just wanted to straighten it out for this big bird to land. Of course, you couldn't talk to them, but you'd have to explain as best we could with sign language. And they helped us. And we used to give them shell and beads and things like that for coming. But they really enjoyed it because they'd sing and dance around. They didn't mind the stamping of the ground to pack it up after we had filled in the drains they had around their gardens. They loved the opportunity to have a big sing around the place. And you'd have hundreds of them around singing all the time.
they tell the natives a few days before that, you know, on their hands, that so many days that the Balus had come. They didn't know what a Balus was. A Balus was a bird, you see. Well, they said that this bird had come and he'd come out of the air and it'd make a noise. They'd make a noise like the plane. I think the thing that struck them most of all was the fact that we could sort of tell them that we'll sleep 2 or 3 nights and out of the air will come this bird and it'll fall down here and it'll bring all these things, and out of its belly someone will get out.
Magiyet na barusikam na orito kirauti by brukuna or get something by put on me prakisimi or papa mama bromi or story or sem na masa meki tok emi makim rohani or sem barusi by kam or sem now returning to or sem oh by kirauti brukuna something by he come down or get kanaka kamapuna walk.
I remember the day the first plane arrived on the Wagi Strip. I had a good pair of binoculars and I was watching for the aeroplane and I picked it up about 20 minutes before it landed. And I said, well, here it comes. They were more or less terrified, didn't know what it was.
Burung kenai, nampak apa kau jadi kau bilang ni pun burung. Jadi mungkin dah. Bawa kono pun sebab kenai pun mungkin. Ya, mungkin mungkin bahan kau yang burung, mungkin awak bukan mata kar pun burung ke.
Paru sini ni, medan ni kaya tu kaya lukon ni kana ni namu. Paru siapa nama musim apa kolibero kuni kera kau kau ni mana ni mikasih lo. Ima sahara lo kau kau di sini numukun lo tu ni ke nak kami kau kau unu nak kuni ke. Kisi una solo kau buni.
Una ori que chaman meri ori hori pasi mori ori krai no gutru ori toko baba tete baba yumi finish tru na masa meki go na paitim bros bro na paitim sigini brori toko inogat emi brigim kakolo yumi nogat.
The pilot Gabaski was a very tall man, about 6'1" or 2, and he had a flying suit and a white helmet with these great goggles, and he got out of the plane. Then he opened the door and Kingsbury, the geologist, he got out of the inside of the plane. There must have been 2,000 to 3,000 natives lined up along the airstrip. And they were absolutely amazed, the people, and just looked up with wonderment. They didn't know what next was going to happen.
Tío, nene, si pi apo que si nene mini mari mili kaki, nama rirori kago hopi minaki, nama noruko nene maguti mane bokoro kago arege bade kuri ke rogori da bide kohere be na nene wakine kiraba ro kuri ke, yo te ame te here be na nene wakina ro kuri ke, arege sanuko, to nama ru aro kama riroro kago toru aro kama ro kuko nene to mane maguti boko, no ri nene ro kago nene, arege bade kora ko kaka nene.
I'm looking on the bright side, though I'm walking in the shade, sticking out my chest, hoping for the best, looking on the bright side of life. I'm waiting for the right tide, and if luck comes to my aid, giving me a break, I shall be awake, looking on the bright side of life. Today I'm in the shadow, tomorrow maybe the clouds will lift and let the sun shift over to me. I'm looking on the bright side, though today's all care and strife, I can wear a grin, keeping up my chin, looking on the bright side of life.
Kiri pindah moga ide moga tu pe amu jane je perum je gonde bagag le jene pun. Le jene kana pe mani mundugal. Mundugal pun tapi kana ni bijin.
Ije gum de. Oi be na gen. Ije de. Bye. Ate bây giờ bây giờ đâu bây giờ một bỏ cái bây giờ để vô đây chứ một cái pu như gì mình nhớ pa cái một cái pa cái giờ mấy cái cái này những cái chuyện này như này bây giờ mấy cái này lên đây như giờ mấy cái gì kan pa bukan yang apa kemana je kagak je kau map kudu bây giờ mấy cái bây giờ mau udah kan nyata kan ada piam gitu kan mana itu Berkami itu punya yang dia guyon tu, orang lu nara pun diberikan, bon kan guna. Nara kuliah ni kan bukan apa orang yang diberi. Kocok je, kocok dia. Ini apa? Kocok je. Ya macam dah apa tu dia kocok kan number. Dah cuma apa macam macam apa je ni. Cuma macam jam ko, apa jam begitu ni.
I'll tell you a thing that was very impressive. A celluloid doll, a big one we brought up. Some of the women went for their lives when they saw it when we brought it out. And they were very curious about that. They used to come back for weeks after to see this pickaninny. Fortunate for us that there was a big tribal war not very long before we arrived, and the people that lived on that land were scattered from one end of the Hagen area to the other. So it was a no man's land when we got it. There was no owners to it. And the people who chased the rightful owners from the country, well, they said we could go ahead and mine there. And the prospects were very good, and we got pieces of gold to about 10 grains in weight, which was very good. The best prospect we had struck in all our trips. So we had to wait till the geologists came out and our engineers came out from Wau to examine it. It was quite wonderful, really, the thought of what we might get, because the El Dorado was always at the end of our trip.
Mick decided that one of them should go down and see how we did live down there, that we weren't all walking around guarding guns and protecting ourselves and all that. So we spoke to the Kanakas and said, what about coming? And they said, no, we won't go. But in the end, they allowed one of the kids to go.
You bring all the tarukim, all the come here. Emirates Ramania. Emisa kisim topresi brogafe, nani brogani yo. Istabro mountain hagen emiga pranti piginina istabatem masadeni. Emi na bogani bos foi brogania. Na you bring rukim, emi bi pranusi emi misitani. You bring tarukim. What you money kisimi emi? Mamila. Emi? All right. Na emi mi ya you bring rukim. What you money no kisimi bi pra. Emi kisimi rigilik. Masameki yete kisimi na puti miro parusi. Na itokim le sera masaitok. Emi vai no guti karap. Ora you tu prasitani watem. Ora jina masa sitau nana mi tu prasitani watem. Oro mama bromina, papa bromio ki tokro se mo, papa brogoni before in daya mi kisimi amigo finish. Na uri storo romio ora sem. Raisi ya ori toko yuno kani kai kai. Miti ya yuno kani kai kai. Desera samti ba yu kai kai na ba yu ko welia. Mi putani ro wau. Mi rukim sapra house, clean pra house, sapra re pra house, sapra we pra house. Na tiki bromio ora sem o mi kama pro presi pro tebeli na ba mi welia. Mi ora semu now. Mi tiki ro mama bromina. Mi cry liglig.
And he took him down to the ocean, and salt was the thing that they were always short of up in the highlands. And they said, well, taste it. And the boy tasted it, and then he said, get me some bottles and I'll fill them up. They'd found out bottles. So he filled up some bottles of water and tied them up because he wanted to take them back, because he said, when I get back they won't believe me that there's so much of this. Well, then he saw a horse, a young, small horse, and he said, pig, pig. So they said, oh, no, horse. Well, he'd never heard of a horse before. So he said, well, give me a bit of its tail and a bit of it here and there, so as I can say, well, look, here it is, and here's a bit of it, you see. So he got a bit of that. And the same with everything else. When he went into his shop, he'd take things, because he didn't know anything about paying or buying or anything like that. So they said, well, give it to him. And so, of course, he landed back eventually after 4 or 5 days. They didn't keep him there very long, because they wanted to get him back whole, or otherwise it could have been very nasty if he hadn't got back. And when he got back, he had all these things, you see, and he said, he started to tell them. And he said, there's a bar loose. He said, this one has only got one here, but he said, there's one down there, it's got one zzz, and one zzz, and one zzz here. And he said, there's pigs as big as this, and you know, the salt, he said, you know, as far as the eye can see, you know, it's full of water, full of salt, and, you know, they tasted it, and you know, the lap clothing and things like that, oh, there's plenty of it. And nobody has a gun, they all walk about, and everybody's sort of friendly. And because they didn't believe in them, they said, oh, it can't be that good. So they all wanted to get in the plane and go there. Well, they were real bush Kanakas, and they were very primitive. They had never worked at any job before. See, it was always hard to get labour for plantations and mining on the coast, but for mining in the highlands, where there was only one miner, well, it wasn't very hard to get them. There'd be hundreds of applications for a few jobs.
Before me pra one mani yeti posim. Na resra pasin pinisi na resra wet pra mani kam. E moro luluan na turu posim mi pra orket. Ori yeti tokoro wok mi pra sai horim wok. Na ori yeti makin terong tai por horim wok. Em resra tai mi pra no sai popajalo habilisim. Mi pra sai viani. Em resra tai mi pra no paini peslo mani. Monitor mi pra no look sabe. Na mi pra tintin lo kumuna. Taibum na samtibulo survara. Kinana. Moro resra samtita sol mi pra dakin.
I think for one shell they do about a month's work. We used to order it from Thursday Island and then be flown in. Sometimes we'd get 1,000 there.
Wealth was the great thing, the big thing in their life. They judged a man by the number of pigs and the number of shells he had, mostly.
I'm a cabin hour more. I'm going to know to more than Nagan Baka con the eater. Take a Megana, make like a Megana and Piam, Ilaki. Ilme. Nanga Tumulna, Korgo, making Nanga, take a Megana. Why you might don't come to the canal, make an amp more to go to a lot and make a Gayam, Illicana. Nama pass line. Mogli lama kan muda mogurum pakai mumbag maning kikik biru mogum mumbag tu kalau tanding kalau amatara ini berkoro matirum pakai teh pakai lebar pakai all tu kali berkum nung mogum ini belirum pakai dengan jimin all tu kau untuk kau kai matirum teh kan kena tu kau mogum Udah nampu apa berkata ini menunggunya nggak tengah dua kapan itu tiga mati kan yang berkata ini nana orang mogum ini kan iya men begini bener pakai ini ya contoh nambah Ilvi am kari burung login mo ko pimara kan tum. Ko ko burung ko ba kan. Ko kay burung burung ligen. Ko ta ne ko wan week mek na ma ko ko te mo mo te kan kan jiman ti. Kan ngo ko mel ngorong. O te be murung bugi. Iyo kurwa ba kat ne ba te ba. Won ba mel git we na ba te mo no ma te ba na mel git bi te mo te ngam bo ga ya ni mo no ga na na wu ka ba na murung ya ka e pen. Nanam ti burung bo gan antina na mo burung bo mo ma men ngan wa am ba gan te kuri te gan ne. Pin man kan dengan itu mari paham penyebab puri kan anggu gede gorong. Jadi wan bab kaya abgat kaya pemain ini kan tu kan itu nanam abgat ini
Agil be vlog pun agin nu yugun dulu kan mundumong te kan korot ini tem karena nampak na peluk mo.
Mundumong aja beri itu gondi.
We am but mamel din kan.
Am mamel te dengan kan bukan itu beri itu bukan. Mundumong itu nada beri bukan gondi kan itu baru ama beri. Nah nama bam bigi itu pama. Ngana ya reng na jadi membreng bam boy baru gumane na ya reng mana internet kan melia mel baru na amang bagi itu.
Pe kang montu kan naib kang montu nung montu kerja ini jadi mau kemau kan.
Ma. Nana mau mbok on la tuh ada me banduri. Kan nana mbok on la tuh ada me bandu bete. Tulis mundur kan ban wam kontu mundur kan kan tuh babur.
Oi pe am bukan tahu coba bayar kerja mila kang ke nu nu mau bayar kerja bawa tur mili. Mpo ya am bang bibili ko kan bi ga ba mo gurum am ba ga mo gurum bibili ko kan adireng. Pe kang ke cipulu bukan ya ga ba mo mini kan yang tukun ina.
Before true, roget man ino kamap. Ino kamap na mi play no lukim roget man na. Mi play yeti posi mol kita something. Pait na, tay blo kai pik na, tay blo sinsin na, tay blo sari meri roman. Na wet man i kamap nu play rong resra airanis. Ori kisimuan pra dis blogor na, kisimuan pra pi pra sabor itu. Kisim sabor na pluma pim resara wasan ikam ni sati rong disina wasim rong wara. Mi pratingi morsem. Before tu puna belum mi pera orang ma papa belum mi pera mi pera saya kukim na. Tai moli dai mi pera saya kukim rong wara na. Mi pera saya kausim bun blori gorong wara. Na mi pratingi morsem moli gotani nu pera sigin blori na kama morsem bue peraman na kampe kiken na. Wasim resara bun blori. Orsa peraman ori ting ting orsem. A mi play no criatura lo será time. Na now lo será time mi play isabe now. Ori kisim lo será money mi play sabe kai kai long enia ati ori kisim long ground blo mi plan na wokim lo kormoni.
Although it wasn't an El Dorado, we weren't millionaires or anything like that, or anything like millionaires. We'd made a very, very good living out of it. We were able to pay the natives well for everything, and that was the main thing in the country, to be able to give them, to barter fairly with them all the time, and which was more than fairly. But I don't think there was anything in the native way of life, that as far as developing the country or for their own good, that they had anything that was better than what they have now.
It was no good trying to say we weren't colonials, we were. And I can remember there was a fellow came up there and he was in business, and someone called him a robber one day. A European this was. Well, he said, I didn't come up here to get a suntan. So, you know, I think everybody was the same. It's no good to me trying to make out I went up there for the good of the natives, because I didn't. I went up there for the good of James Levy Lay. I didn't do too badly.
Meglai ya kun ke burum idiar kan kene meg na ga bukan na ga bar tu dan meglai kun meg mor na ne burum bu thebon turum ni oli kan burum kene idi kan illu kan binjin idi ai gar ko burum gur ga ya na meg ni burum meg gor burum na ga element kene kantil kene adu angante bent ko to turum kan nu wo kene bent rumah magana senoi kan Kono cimbena ke kundu ke igor ngen cimbena wa be kici ba muru kan
I'm looking